Hi all, today we'll learn how to make a simple video calling app with Agora React Native UI Kit. Installation of the UI Kit is straightforward. First, type npx React Native init sample in your terminal to create a React Native app called sample. You can skip this step if you already have a React Native project. Once the boilerplate is set up, we can go ahead and install the UI kit by typing npm I React Native Agora. Agora rn UI kit. This will install the core Agora React Native library and the UI kit library. This is it. We have completed the installation of the Agora UI kit. Next up, we will be writing a simple application with the UI kit. Let's open the project in a code editor. I'll be using Visual Studio Code for the same. App.js contains the React Native application. This is bootstrapped inside index.js. Let's begin by clearing everything in the app.js. First, we'll import React from React library. Then we can import the UI kit library. Import Agora UI kit from the Agora rn UI kit. Writing a basic video calling application is very simple with the UI kit. Let's start by making a new component called app. Let's make sure it is exported. Now create an object called RTC props. Let's create two key value pairs for app ID and channel. You can obtain the app ID by registering a free account at sso.agora.io and creating a new project there. Channel is the name of the channel you want the device to join. Now we can render the UI kit component and pass in the RTC props object. Now we can run this project by typing npm start in a terminal. This command will start the Metro server, which serves the React Native files. Open a new terminal in the same folder. Now we will build this app. No further steps are required for Android, unlike iOS. Before we do this, make sure your device is connected and the necessary build environment is set up. You can follow the links in the description to get that done. As you can see, the app is up and running. If you are using an iOS device, type cd iOS followed by pod install. This will install all the native dependencies into your iOS application. You would type npm run iOS if you are building an app for the iOS platform. So now that the app is complete, it is time to customize it. You can see that some of the controls may not work perfectly because we have not specified the appropriate callbacks. We'll import useState from React to create a new state. Let's create a new state called video call. Video call will be a boolean. We'll render the UI kit based on this boolean value. Let's set the initial value of the state to be true. This will make sure the video call is rendered by default. We'll use a ternary operator to conditionally render this. If the boolean is false, we'll render an empty fragment instead. Now let's create a new object named callbacks. This object will contain a key value pair of callbacks that can be passed into the UI kit. We'll pass a callback for end call event and update the state accordingly in the callback. Finally, we can pass the callbacks object to the UI kit as props. Now you can see end call successfully closes the video call and renders the empty fragment. Now let's go about customizing the UI of the application and give a dark theme to the application. Let's import dimensions and style sheet from React Native. We'll use these to provide style to our application. Let's extract the height and width from the dimensions. Let's create a custom styles for the buttons. We'll add some border and set a dark background and space it out a bit. We'll be creating a new object called style props, which will be passed into the UI kit component. Let's add some styles for the minimized views. These views will appear once new users join the channel. Max View Styles applies to the maximized view that is visible currently. Local control is the view containing all the controls like mute, end call, etc. inside. Let's give it a dark background. Min Close button closes the remote styles overlay. Let's add some styles to that button. Let's assign the custom button styles for the remote controls. Let's create a small object for local buttons, background color. Now we'll assign it to all the local controls. Finally, let's assign the icon theme. Now we pass this object into the UI kit as style props. The application is now completely dark themed. You can find the list of all possible components you can theme in the documentation.